welcome. I hope you enjoy watching my process. Today, I'm decorating Pokemon. I'm so happy that my nephews said that they wanted these cookie designs. The last time I made anything from Pokemon was about 4 years ago, which was a Pikachu. Now for this gift, they only wanted their favorite Pokemon, but I think a Pokeball to be included with would tie the thing together, and it did. And just to be a little bit more realistic, fancy realistic, I'm including a white glare and some gray shadowing. The only thing left for this set design is the black band in the middle. Then it's done. I wonder if you could guess which Pokemon this is. Either way, for this guy, I'm making a background for him because my nephew wanted the shiny sparkles to be surrounding him, and I thought it would look better against something other than white. I decided to make a midnight sky because this Pokemon is associated with the dark, and that Pokemon is Umbreon. I'm starting with the grass first and some of the dark sky at the same time, because the background is going to be one continuous flood. This swirl technique that I'm using helps to make the grass more realistic. Once I got to this point, I decided that the clouds looked a little too staticky for what I was going for. So I swirled the ends of the cloud to blend into the sky more. Yeah, that looks way better. And to tie it all together, the night sky needs a moon, which is going to be colored with a hint of golden yellow. Now I'm outlining Umbreon with the black icing while leaving space for the eyes and stripes, so that when I flood the body, you'll be able to see the definition to Umbreon's head and legs. When I'm flooding this, I'm not going over the outline, so that it gives the illusion that Umbreon is turning his head. And the one for his legs makes it seem like he's stepping forward. I made this icing color by only using a hint of neon blue for Umbreon's stripes. This time, because I made sure the black was in a lighter shade, I went ahead and used it for the center, instead of using a black edible pen. For the shiny sparkles around his body, I decided to use white for the stars, then topped it off with glitter to give it that shiny effect. Yes, I love how that looks! Now on to the last Pokemon that I'm decorating. I'm starting with the white background flood because once that dries, I'm using 5 times distilled vodka to paint gray stripes. You know, that one pattern you always used to see in the old Pokemon shows. I decided not to paint over the traces that I did of Mega Charizard, as I feel it would be more effective to not cover him for something that no one will see. Plus, I don't want to miss any of the smallest details that would be hard for me to see on the gray paint. With a hint of neon blue to get that pastel color, I'm first flooding Charizard's belly and undertail, making sure to leave some room for his claws. As you can tell, I'm first flooding all of the body parts that will be in the background first, which are the belly and the navy blue wings, so that I can give the illusion of his arm and head being more front and center. Now because this is Mega Charizard, his outer body is black instead of orange, so that's what I'm going to outline it with, just in case. I also won't forget to use squiggles on the smaller parts so my icing doesn't crater. I decided to not make his wing claws as detailed as I was planning to do. Sometimes, simple is better. Now that my other outlines are dry enough, I'll begin flooding his leg and arm, making sure to leave some indents behind for when I pipe his claws. So that by the time I get to this part, I can flood on top without letting the arm disappear into the leg. This side of his body has to be one continuous flood, so that the arm doesn't look weird and is actually connected to the body. Almost done. I just have the head and flames to tackle. Which, to do that effect, you use 2 different shades to show the hot point of the flame. The rest of Charizard's design is now the horns. These horns are pastel navy blue, while the claws are white. Now his flame breath uses the same technique that I did with his tail. And there you have it, a Charizard and Umbreon for my nephews, plus that one that I didn't record. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time!